Alright, I believe we're live. Yes, there we go.
Hey, I got a skippable ad.
Yay. Righto. How is everybody? Welcome to the Geekiest Theoreticus podcast. I am your host, Asmagon, and this is my co-host.
I am Ludus Infinium for the Librarium.
Yes.
Which also, I forgot to ask this. Can I also, at some point, share the special news about the Librarium?
Sure.
Do you want me to do that now or after we do the...
We'll do it now, because the rest of the video is going to be a very tongue-in-cheek,
for Diablo.
very aggressive tone for Diablo. So, start off with some good news. Move on to the bad.
Okay, so I was actually talking about Asmagon with this. Unfortunately, today she is sick. My wife is not only planning on being a co-host or a guest host for our Geekus Theoreticus podcast, we are talking about her actually making some gameplay and potentially other video or helping with some other videos for the Librarium channel. So there will be a second host on that channel as well. She's already talked about doing like Pokemon, Hack, Elder Scrolls games, stuff like that. So if you're interested in that stuff, keep an eye out, and I'll keep it updated on my Discord as to when we can start doing that. But and also as for her persona, we have no fucking clue. So
I got
we
nothing.
will
She'll
we
have
will
to-
burn that bridge when we get to it.
She'll have
But
to
no,
give
I
me.
showed her.
I could ask Pierce to. Well, I think Pierce has got like 12 different things in his queue right now. So, so I don't know. We'll figure out something. I can draw a stick figure.
She says she doesn't feel like she needs one. I just figured it'd be cool.
Well, I think
Well,
I think it's nice to have one.
Yeah, because it would also be good for like the Librarium channel if she at least had that persona. Not necessarily that she would have to act that persona. It could still be her. Just it would make sense for the channel.
Yeah. Also, welcome Mark, Andrew, and Nathan. Welcome, guys, as always.
Hello.
By the way, I do want to say this for those who saw my last stream on the channel, both this channel and the FF channel. That's the only other thing. I did figure out what the problem was. My new settings were not the problem. My actual new settings were good. It was, in fact, whatever the hell happened in my town to the internet, because the entire town was out of internet, despite the fact there's like 3-4 different ISPs that support my town, and all of them were out. So, whatever it was, that was the reason the streams were hiccuping that day, the day that it got fixed. Whatever had caused the issue still had some ripple effect. So, but thankfully it seems to have missed.
So that happened to me either last week or the week before. My ISP, not just in this town, but like in this town and like 5 counties around where they're stationed. They had kind of not a complete blackout, but there was an issue with power supply or some stupid shit like that.
Yeah. World's going to hell in a handbasket, apparently.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Mark Andrew is wondering what he missed. Just an announcement for my channel, The Librarium. My wife will be joining me, and also be able to start doing guest hosts when she is feeling better, because currently sick, on Geekus Theoreticus podcast as well.
Yes. And I figured out my internet issues.
As we need someone that hasn't been in the lore for a decade plus.
Yeah, someone to ask questions. That way we can laugh about it and screw around. Alright, but today's topic, and this is another big, beefy one, so I doubt we'll bring up multiple topics with how long this one's going to take.
Probably not.
But Diablo Immortal, or as the internet is coming to call it, Diablo Immoral. Lots of shit has happened with Diablo. There's a lot of rage, a lot of anger, and to be quite frank, when I initially heard everything that has happened with Diablo Immortal, I was pretty fucking pissed. At this point, though, I'm really just kind of laughing. This is a very funny story. It's very, very funny what's going on with it.
It's crossed more out of infuriating more to just like so outlandish that it's become funny.
Oh yeah, like we're at peak outlandish. Like how can Blizzard just they won like this fractional amount of goodwill back when they got I don't know if it's been finalized, but when they got bought out by Microsoft. Now, it feels like not only has nothing changed, it's gotten worse. It's gotten worse. Huh?
I do not think they've been bought out yet.
Okay.
Then
Hopefully that still presents a ray of sunshine around the corner. Possibly. I don't know. That might be a little idealistic, but please, something to fix what the hell's going on over there. Do you guys not have phones? Do you guys not have millions of dollars? It's not millions, unless you want to level multiple characters, which kind of, if you guys are looking for the baseline. So, Beliar News, or Beliar, he's a content creator and game designer here on YouTube. And a long time World of Warcraft / Blizzard content creator. He and a couple other different people on the internet have more or less broken down the calculations. And before we get too much into that, I do want to say when Diablo Immortal was first announced and it was revealed to be a mobile game, everybody and their mother knew that it was going to be monetized to shit. It was going to follow the same path all mobile games do, which is down this very financially driven path, which is fine to a degree. I mean, video games are a business at this point. They are a business pursuit as much as they should be also equally a creative pursuit. So making money makes sense. But mobile games have always had this tarnished reputation of being the worst actors, the worst bad actors in this scenario when it comes to this financial obsession and gearing everything towards draining you of as much money as possible.
Real quick on that note, two things. I did check it out. The merger is still planning on going through, but hasn't. And the other part, it's actually funny you say that. In my free time, like when I'm in between recording or when I'm just working on editing, I have like 3 different idle games that
Okay.
I'm a sad human being.
I've seen sadder. At least you're not as sad as the people shilling for Diablo Immoral.
Well, no, but also I don't put any money into them. I know they take forever to fucking do without money, and I don't really care about that. More just doing it kind of to pass the time, and some of them are kind of cute. Like I have a bee factory, which is kind of actually it's really adorable. Go away.
Actually pulling up your games right now.
I am actually pulling it up, yes.
The only mobile game I possess is Vector, I think it's called. It's a parkour game.
It's like running a little beehive.
Oh, it's kind of like Adventure Capitalist, but with bees.
Yes.
Okay.
And it's a bunch of... and the bees are all different. Like, the 3 that I had... They all have, like, little cutesy names. So the 3 bees right there are Pickle Bee, NYPB, and Submarine. Because everything is fucking bee themed in this game.
I'm sure somewhere in the game's code is the B movie script.
Probably.
Somewhere. But yeah, Diablo Immortal, we all knew from the get-go was going to be this vapid money-grubbing scheme, and that's why it's why its announcement came with so much backlash. I mean, people booed at BlizzCon. This is where all the most hardcore Blizzard fans go, and they booed. Like, a huge portion of the crowd booed Blizzard at their own fucking convention, which was already out there, man. That was crazy. I would have booed if I were there, but I know for a fact that, in the back of my head, if you had asked me, hey, if they had made this announcement, would these hardcore people have booed? No. Like, the love of Blizzard is at its strongest at BlizzCon. So the fact that those people booed tells you how bad this announcement was.
How far off base it was.
Yeah, it was just completely tone deaf. They had no clue who they were talking to, apparently. And I don't know how you don't. Like, when I think of vocal communities, I think of the WoW community, I think of the Diablo community, I think of the StarCraft community. I think of Blizzard's communities. They're very vocal. They've always been vocal. Even after Blizzard stopped listening to us about a decade ago. Like, they still have been vocal all these years later, despite not being essentially screaming into the void. But I don't know how, like, they didn't have a single intern at Blizzard just poke his ear out into the ether and listen to the screeching and come back with, yeah, by the way, I don't think these guys are going to respond well to a mobile cash grab game.
Yeah.
Like, really didn't even like say, "Hey, intern, go check on the forums real quick." And after he came back vomiting profusely and looking like he was possessed by a demon, he went, after sifting through all that darkness, I have uncovered that maybe a mobile game is not the smartest thing to report us making at BlizzCon. Jesus Christ.
Actually, there would have been a way they probably could have pulled it off, but it would not have been through Diablo. They would have probably had a better chance through StarCraft, and if instead of doing it like they did with Diablo, do
Yes,
it kind of
Nathan,
like.
I do have amazing mobile taste. Because the only other mobile game I like is Infinity Blade. Anyway.
But you know, like those like idle like little army games that you can get, like Top War and shit like that, or whatever the fuck it's called.
I'm aware of them, I don't get them.
But something like that with StarCraft skin.
I would prefer just another StarCraft.
I mean, absolutely, I agree with you. But if we're talking like it has to be a fucking mobile game, that would have had more chance than Diablo.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, we have the technology now to make a competent ARPG on mobile. I mean, it's good thing about... one good thing to mention about Diablo Immortal is the one thing everybody, from the detractors to the shills, everybody agrees that gameplay-wise, it is fun to play. It does feel like an ARPG. It does play well. It's very intuitive. That is something I've heard across the board. However, almost everybody, except for the shills, completely ignores that because there's a far more glaring issue that's smacking them in the face, and that would be
the cash grab.
That'd be the cash grab, the paywalls, the slow, incredibly methodical process to leveling, and the fact that it's been calculated again by Billiard and some other people on the internet. It's been calculated that for in-game to max out your character, to max out all their stats, their gear, weapons, everything, it would either cost you $110,000 in microtransactions or 10 years of game time to do it for free. And that's optimistic. That's if you're like playing every single day for at least a couple hours. So
that's also assuming that they don't move the up, like WoW has done.
Yeah, that is assuming that. It's it's insanity. It's insanity. Like $110,000 or 10 years of my time. And the unironic thing is, some people have been making this joke, but I'm sure there's a shill that's actually said it unironically out there. It's like, oh, well, it's 10 years of gameplay, 10 years of game time.
Okay, let me make this absolutely fucking clear, okay? Because I'm gonna point this out before I share my opinion. I have 2,209.6 hours on Total War Warhammer 2. I know I have games with more than that, but that's the only one that comes up on my Steam with the most hours.
Let me do some real quick.
So, let's see. Hours today.
Alright, so, well, to give you an idea, do you know how many hours, and this is if you play 24 hours a day, do you know how many hours it would take to free-to-play to max out one character in Diablo Immortal? Because I just did the math.
No, tell me.
Alright, so 24 hours in a day, multiplied by 365 days a year, multiplied that by 10 for the 10 years, 87,600 hours. Just
so by the way,
one character.
So by the way, if this is like playing straight, 2,209.6 hours is 3 months.
Yep.
So I have literally 3 months of time into Total War 2.
Hold on, how many hours do I have in it?
But to talk about like other games I've played, like Final Fantasy 9, Final Fantasy 7, you know, where I have multiple playthroughs of, you know, that could easily stretch up into the tens of thousands. Fallout 4 is actually a great example of that. Skyrim, Oblivion. Most of these games I played either when they came out or right after they came out. Played them, you know, until the next game came out. Actually, another good example of this, as much as I much as I don't like it compared to the others, Fallout New Vegas was one of those games. I actually had a list of all the traits and perks and how to unlock them and how to make how to build character. So like, I played these games like hardcore, so I have thousands upon thousands of hours into each of these games, and just like 10 years, like it's 10 years of gameplay. Fucker, you don't know what 10 years of gameplay really is. I am.
Yeah. And the thing is, again, this is 10 years of mandatory if you want to max out your character. 10 years of mandatory. That is insane.
Well, let's take this into a little bit of a different perspective, okay? Persona 5, because I've heard a lot of criticism about this.
By the way, I have 1,200 hours in Total War Warhammer 2.
Persona 5, if you do like all the side shit, it's something like, what, 500 hours? 500 to 1,000 hours? Something like that?
Something like that.
Whereas if you just do the main story shit, it's like 40 to 100. And people were bitching about it, like, that's way too much for this game. Like, that's only like 500 to 1,000 hours. This is ridiculous to the scale of 10 years. Like, come the fuck on. Can't actually be serious.
Yeah, and it's... I just genuinely... well, the other thing is to mention is that literally every single of, like, worst trope when it comes to, like, when we think of mobile games, or when we just think of predatory practices in games like these with microtransactions, they're all on display. I mean, even down to the point where they put on their, like, when you open their store, right on the, I've seen the screenshots and seen video where people just open the game and they just open the shop, and right on the front page they're like, oh, just for $1 or just short of $1, buy this battle thing. It's 800% value, 800%. But then someone checked it, and if you buy like the lowest amount of like their gems, like the premium currency, that costs basically the same amount. The only thing you get extra with that box for the same amount of gems is 2 skins, or a skin for your weapon, and I think it's like a helmet or something. That's it. And so you're telling me, because 100% value with baseline for the gems is that $1. Because there's no difference in cost there. You're just getting the same number of gems for the same amount as the base price in the store. Okay.
Right.
So you're telling me the other 700% comes from the skins that you're giving away for $1 to everybody.
Who doesn't understand economics?
Oh, no, they do. That's the thing. Because the average layman whale is just going to see the percent, and they're going to fall for the trick. Like, if you're a gambling addict...
No. That's not economics. That's marketing.
That's marketing and psychology. Like they're taking advantage...
That's not economics.
They're taking advantage... Well, it is to a degree, because it is economics from the angle of that's their profit margin. So,
okay.
So that's the economics. But the practice itself is psychology, and it's market manipulation. That being said, they're taking advantage, because the thing is, a lot of people, when they think whales, and I think this discussion has really been revived because of this. This discussion was really popular, I want to say, 4 years ago. I can't remember what game sparked it. I think it was Overwatch, actually. I know there was a game that had, like, loot boxes and stuff, and... I know it wasn't one of the first games that had them, but it was a popular game with loot boxes, and it reignited this conversation about whales and gambling addiction and the gambling concept of loot boxes, and it's being reignited again here.
The past few years, I've definitely heard it for a couple of the Call of Duty games, Battlefront 2. I don't remember hearing it about Overwatch, but that could have been just longer.
Yeah, Battlefront 2. I think it might have been Battlefront 2. Because that sounds about right. Also, welcome Alfarius. But yeah, that does sound about right. But yeah, like that ignited a huge conversation about whaling and the practices, the marketing practices we see here, and also the psychological manipulation. It's the exact same shit we see at casinos. Casinos are very famous for their psychological manipulation because go to any casino in Las Vegas. There's no windows in the main casino play areas. There's no clocks anywhere, and the room is heated to a perfect like 75 degrees or something like that. It's all to completely annihilate your concept of time. And so the only thing you have to focus on is the gambling, is the slot machines, it's the poker table, it's blackjack, it's whatever you're doing. That is going to retain all your notice. The only way you're going to keep track of time in a casino is if you have a phone or a watch. And most people are not going to, if they're enthralled in a game, aren't going to pull out their phone, because literally, as much as people underestimate it, that is a full, like, you need to completely take your attention off the game to pull that out of your pocket, open your phone up, and see the time. Most people, to check the time, if they're in a building, rely on either looking out the window or looking at a clock that's already available in the room, because that's fractionally a lot less effort, and you can still partially focus on the game. So you'll look for a clock, you'll look for the windows. But if neither are available, and you have to completely take yourself away from the game, you're gonna, and to pull out your phone, most people aren't gonna do that if they're in that vibe of, oh, I need to play, I need to win, I need to keep going, I need to keep going, I need to push my luck, I need to push the chips. This is well known psychological manipulation that's been in casinos for years, and they're entirely transparent about it. And we're seeing it more and more get transplanted into video games. But it's even worse, and I would even say more malicious here. Because when it comes to video games, they pretend it's not it's not gambling. You go to a casino, no one there, if you ask any of the staff, hey, would you consider this place gambling, are going to lie to your face and say, no.
Yeah.
No, we just provide surprise mechanics.
And I think that's where also kind of difference comes in with video games, because video games are also readily accessible to people that say gambling is, and also it's accessible to minors.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially an app like Diablo Immortal, which is free on your phone.
And part of, honestly, so when the issue with Battlefront 2, talking about all the gambling stuff came up, at first, I will admit, at first I was like, man, I don't really care. Because anytime the media says anything about video games, I don't.
Yeah, generally you can't really take anything and have to go with a grain of salt. But the gambling argument is 100% real here.
Oh, no, and as soon as I started digging into it, I was like, oh, no, this actually makes sense. But, like, because I remember when they were talking about, like, how video game violence is directly related to real-world violence, said by people that probably have no fucking clue what a video game is.
Yeah.
And if that wasn't the best line of bullshit I ever heard. I remember this in, like, my early teens, and I love this, and I will love this to this day. I remember watching the news and seeing on the news how Mass Effect is an alien sex simulator.
I've seen that news clip. That's
No. I don't mean seeing that news clip. No. I watched that shit.
You watched that live on the TV. Yeah, I didn't. I've seen the clip, but
me and my friend, we both played it at the time, and and my parents like, you play this game? Like, huh? Is this true? Like, no.
We wish.
They're like, where's this coming from? I'm like, because they're dumb?
Oh, God. Yeah, and that's sadly always going to be a thing, because people who put all their effort into becoming journalists and becoming media moguls, or even just people who try to become like something like that in that end of the industries, they're not spending any time playing video games. Like, most actors, like, aren't playing video games. They're spending all their time doing, like, marketing. They're doing exercises to keep in shape. They're looking for
I will
scripts.
argue the point that there is no excuse for actors after Henry Cavill.
True. And Henry Cavill somehow had to find... granted, he plays Custodes, so that doesn't take a lot of time to paint. But he still finds time to do it.
Yeah. He not only plays video game. He also has a mini army. Paints the motherfuckers himself. Like, this is a nerd's nerd right here. I mean, come on.
He's a nerd who doesn't look like a nerd.
He's played Geralt of Rivia and Superman. No, this is like King Nerd, okay?
Oh, yeah. And that's the thing. He's one of the few out there that don't come off like they're bullshitting either. Like, he's telling the truth. But then, like, I will say this. I don't know if you saw it.
He's the God Emperor of Nerdkind.
He kind of is, and he looks like an Adonis of a gamer. And point is though, most actors though I think are gonna be along the same vein as what's that kid's name? Kid who played Spider-Man in the last like 3 films.
Oh no, I don't know that.
Ah, fuck. Him.
Tom Hiddleston.
I don't think that doesn't sound right.
I know that was the one for the MCU.
Is that his name? Why does that sound wrong to me?
I don't know.
Well, the point
There've
is,
been like fucking 5 different Spider-Mans.
Tom Holland.
Tom Holland. Okay, yeah.
Hiddleston. Right. Tom Holland. Thank you, Nathan. By the way, Tom Holland played the recent Spider-Mans, and he also recently played Nathan Drake in the Uncharted film, right? And there was a marketing thing that they did with Jacksepticeye, because Jacksepticeye also did it with Ryan Reynolds, who played Deadpool. Like, he sat him down and made him play the video game equivalent of their character. But in the case of Uncharted, with Deadpool, it originated from comics and then had a video game, and then it was going.
Yeah.
But with this, it was a video game character directly being transplanted into a movie. And by the way, worst casting ever. I'm sorry, but Tom Holland is a cool guy from everything I've seen. He seems like a good kid, and I think he's older than me or the same age as me. But I'm gonna say kid because it's just the vibes I get off him. He's definitely more youthful than I am. But when I saw that video with him playing with Jacksepticeye playing the Uncharted game, you could tell the guy's never played a video game in his life, or if he has, it was years ago. Like, he kept like how do I control this? Like, everything that any gamer instinctually knows how to do, he was totally butchering it. Like, even if you play on PC, you still at one point have used a controller, so you instinctually know how to use it. He was crashing into things. He could barely figure out how to jump between vehicles. Like, basic stuff that the game is really patient letting you do, especially Uncharted, he was struggling with. And I think that's more representative of, like, actors or entertainers or journalists even in their industry. They're more focused. These are people who spend all their time on Twitter, at the gym, exercising, keeping healthy. All good things, by the way. But they also, well, minus the Twitter. I think that's very unhealthy for the soul and for the brain. But, but they're doing infinitely other things to help facilitate their career as entertainers or as media news providers and stuff like that. These are not people who spend any time playing video games at all. Even if they're our age or younger, they just don't have a concept of it. So when you see them trying to, like, transplant into these things, it's almost laughable. Because if you know anything about gaming, you know that these people are talking out of their ass because they have to for marketing purposes. But then you see Henry Cavill, and it's like, no, he means it, because he brings it up unprompted.
Oh, yeah. On that note, two things real quick. One, kind of funny, but let me know if this would actually be a really cool idea. And two, on the Henry Cavill thing. The first one is, imagine if they did, like, one of those WoW things where it was almost like, you remember those old, like, 80s style movies when people would go into virtual reality and it would just change them?
Yeah, like Tron?
Yeah, well, yeah, kind of, but, like, not Tron.
Why not Tron? I don't know. Tron was fun.
Because it actually changes them to a different person, not just them in their little space suit.
So kind of like an isekai for anime?
Yeah, kind of. Would it not be a cool... This is actually something for Blizzard. Would it not be a cool advertisement? Do you remember, like, the old Night Elf Mohawks that Mr. T did? Like, all the other, like, famous celebrities?
Oh,
yes!
That was so great.
That, but they're like...
The Chuck Norris commercial was also good. I'm saying.
But they're having, like, a fantastic duel. And it's a human... I'd say either warrior or paladin. done up as Henry Cavill and voiced by Henry Cavill, and a Tauren shaman or fighter, honestly, done as Jason Momoa.
That'd be great. Oh,
It would!
that'd be beautiful.
The other thing...
I'm not gonna lie, I would sub to WoW again for 1 month just because of that.
Just because of that. Yeah, I know!
It's like, yeah, they're an immoral, evil, blood-sucking company, but fuck it, that was perfect. Some marketing just needs to be rewarded.
But no, back to Henry Cavill. Like, I've seen interviews of him, and like, he really does seem like a genuine person. And one of my favorite things, he almost didn't play Superman because he was raiding in WoW.
Yep.
And I love that about him. Like, who the fuck would admit that?
Well,
Like, unless it actually happened.
It's a funny story, but it is great. And and when I found out he was a Warhammer fan, like, I found that out, I want to say 4 years ago. No, it might be further back. I remember it being an Instagram post that people were circulating everywhere, where he would he just shared a photo of him painting Custodia's head. And by the way, he paints in sub-assemblies, which annoys me. It's a better way to paint. You get better detail and all that, but half the shit you're gonna paint in sub-assemblies is not gonna be visible. Like, because once you glue it together, half that shit's gone.
The other thing is, when I saw an interview with him, they asked me, like, if he would play Eisenhorn for the upcoming Eisenhorn series. And I love his response, because this is something only a nerd would say. Like, no. That kind of knocks out some of the Primarchs and, like, other good characters.
My man.
Like, that is something a nerd would say. Like, oh, yeah. Honestly, though... To seriously detract from Diablo for a second, but this is actually a better conversation.
Yeah, for the last 5 minutes.
No, this is a better conversation anyway, honestly. Which Primarch would you want Henry Cavill to play? I have two.
Let me knock off a few that I know he wouldn't or shouldn't. Not Dorn. He shouldn't play Dorn.
Okay. Actually, that makes me have three now, sorry.
Not Vulcan. And I don't think he would look good as Corvus, so not Corvus. Well, I don't know. I've never seen Henry Cavill with long, gothic, like, draping black hair. But I'm gonna say, just based on how when I visualize him, I can't see Corvus. So, yeah. Not Corvus Corax. So, those are the big no's.
I have three big yeses. 2 traitor, 1 loyal.
I'm gonna say I can only think of 2 that I would want to see him play. That would either be because I would love to see the makeup they could do with him on it, and I would love to see him pull out an angry character. Angron, I think he could play an Angron because I can picture in my head visually them, like, you know, putting the butcher's nails and have those, like, trail back as dreads. Yeah. I can see that. And I'm thinking back to the few times I've seen him play an angry character. I think he could play Angron. I don't know. I would love to see him get the shot to play an angry character. And I don't mean, like, passively angry like Geralt. I mean, like, rage. I want to see
Alfarius, actually... I actually end up coming up with 2 loyalists, 2 traitors, and Alfarius, 2 Mega Boogaloo. Said one of my loyalists, Gilliman.
That was my other one, and one I didn't want to admit. Because
I
don't want to tarnish him by playing Gilliman, but...
I didn't think of this until you said makeup, but that actually inspired my second loyal pick. That would actually be Singwin.
Yes.
My 2 traitor picks.
They would have to give him one hell of a wig.
My 2 traitor picks, one would require a wig, one wouldn't. It would be either Fulgrim, for similar reason to what you said with Angron. It would be fun seeing him play like that pretty boy perfect character, and then, like, slowly descend into fucking madness.
Yes,
that would be cool.
That would be interesting.
And then I'm pretty sure you know who my other traitor pick would be.
Your other traitor, but not Horus, right? It is Horus.
It is Horus.
I don't know. Like, I always have a hard time picturing him bald. like Henry Cavill.
It's not. It has actually nothing to do with his hair, honestly. The reason I'd say he would be a good pick for Horus, think about when he plays Superman or when he plays Geralt. He pulls in a room. Like, there can be, like, every famous person in the world, but as soon as he starts talking, the camera's on him. And if you look through some of the Horus Heresy books and some of the lore, that's the kind of person Horus was.
I mean, yeah. But Horus was always kind of visual. Like, again, a huge part of it's visual. Horus was always kind of more of a bulky sort. Like, in every artwork I've seen it depicted in, he doesn't... I don't know, Henry Cavill has
Primarchs were fucking bulky. There are only two that I know of that weren't.
Listen, don't interrupt, young man. Teacher's talking. When I say bulky, I mean, like, think Ron Perlman bulky. Like, very boxy. The only exceptions being Fulgrim, kind of Gilliman, and Sanguinius. They're like the only three out of their brothers that kind of have more angular, more chiseled features, like Henry Cavill's.
Oh, you mean the face? Okay.
Yeah.
See, I thought you meant like the whole body. I was like, no, all the Primarchs were bulky except for two that I know of.
The big exception being faces.
Actually, that would be cool seeing him play Magnus, but that would never work.
I'm sorry, but my vision. If they made Henry Cavill play Magnus of all the Primarchs, I'd be so fucking mad. Not only because I could never take him seriously in any other role after seeing him with the horn nipples, but
Okay, that's fair.
But additionally, he just, with all the other Primarchs he could play, that he would fit not only physically perfectly, but I think acting wise he could do better. Playing Magnus.
Yeah. No, I agree with you, but and this goes back to my extreme bias that Magnus is my favorite Primarch. But the reason I thought that is I just started the Magnus the Red.
I'll add Lehman Russ to my. After seeing him play Geralt, I'll add Lehman Russ to like ones he could play.
You're doing that just to piss me off.
No, you know it's true.
I actually really don't.
You know it's true.
No, I don't.
You can be angry and salty all you want. You know it's true.
With Lehman Russ. Oh, Lehman Russ. Okay. Lehman Russ is Jagatai Khan without the leash. Without the self-imposed leash.
Lehman Russ is badassery incarnate.
Jagatai Khan knew that there was a point that you could not pass. In fact, that's one of the things why it's written where it would have been really hard to turn him to chaos because he knew where that point was. Lehman Russ does not have that.
Jokes on you. He'd actually be Alpharius. You're just biased.
I mean that would be hilarious.
No.
No. Here's why. Because if they do anything, absolutely fucking anything in the future around Alpha Legion, it's just Henry Cavill.
I wouldn't accept it.
That is the perfect thing to do. Because that right there is job security. Whoever they pick to play Alpharius has that job forever.
True. But one thing I will present as a reason, Alpharius also has to be a figure. Alpharius Omegon. The twins, they have to look. There's no other way to really put it. They have to look like you could replicate their face. Like with Henry Cavill has such a unique facial structure. I would have my suspension of disbelief would be nuked if he was like people were like doppelganging him or hiding as him or pretending to be him 1,000,000+ times over.
No, and that would be the meme. It wouldn't be people hiding as him. It would be him.
But yeah, but that's the thing. Like, it's like all of them look like that. Like, no.
Yes.
No.
Yes. Just because. Oh, but no. That completes two things. That completes the lore that all of them fucking did that shit. They got that surgery so that they look like Alpharius and Omegon. And then secondly, for the meme.
Yeah, Alpharius would have to look like an Agent 47 lookalike. Exactly. Get the actor who did that.
But no, so which one? There are quite a few that did Agent 47
the last one.
pretty well.
The last one.
Oh yeah. But no, just him just for the meme. That way you could actually have Henry Cavill with a straight face come on set, come on like in front of the camera. I am Alfarius.
If he ever does a live action 40K thing, I want him to do that anyway in the bonus features. even if he's playing like Sanguinius or something, like I just want him to like while they're all filming, he comes up in costume and goes, "I am Alfarius," and walks right by the camera.
You know what?
All of the crews set there will all be like, "What the fuck is he talking about?"
He was talking about a behind the scenes thing. I think it was for The Witcher. There was a chandelier. He's like, I was gritting my teeth. Yes, because I looked up and I said, "Damn, that looks like what are they called? A Black Citadel or something like that. Big ships."
Repeat that.
There was this chandelier. So it looked like what are those big ships called? Like Black Citadels?
If you mean Blackstone Fortress?
Yeah, Blackstone Fortress.
Okay.
I
was wondering what
he's
you were
like,
gonna say.
He's like, I was gritting my teeth, so pissed. And like,
Can you really call a Blackstone like a small tangent here? Can you really call a Blackstone Fortress a ship? I mean, when you get that big.
Okay.
And there's a reason they call it a
Phalanx.
fortress. The Phalanx is not a ship. I stand by that. As an Imperial Fist fan, that is not a fucking ship.
Everyone else considers it a fucking ship.
That is a moon with an engine.
To
I
be
will
frank,
fight
if you
on
give
this.
him a black long wig, he could pull off a good Conrad Kurz, all serious and rude. That
No,
would be
no.
great. No,
I don't
Dragonus,
agree.
fucking no, Dragonus. By the way, Jason Momoa should be Jagatai Khan.
I actually agree with that.
I don't.
Unless you have an alternative. If you have an alternative, throw it out there. But I think
I don't have an alternative, but here's why. There's a very distinct difference between Pacific Islander and Mongolian.
True. But this is also
And-
an adaptation, and sci-fi, and Jagatai isn't actually Mongolian.
No, but the Khans and Jagatai Khan are based off Mongolian. Let's cut through some bullshit here. They are based off Mongolia. They are based off...
absolutely. Aesthetically, they absolutely are. But strictly speaking, there's no definitive, like, yes, they are Mongolian.
Have I not seen I have seen Game of Thrones. That's still fucking closer to, like, Pacific Islander, maybe Middle East, or, not Middle Eastern, Mediterranean area, rather than, like, Mongolian. Esmo just wants his Lehman fantasy. He's stubborn to change.
Actually, no, I unironically think, yeah. Though I think you could play a good Lehman, I think the best one for him would either be Fulgrim, like you suggested, because I think that would work, or
Fulgrim, yeah.
Sanguinius.
For Henry Cavill, I really think Sanguinius, Gilliman, Fulgrim, and Horus would be the best picks. And the reason I say Gilliman, even though everyone fucking hates Captain Blueberry, is because he was very straight laced. It would be playing fucking Superman.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Alfarius 2, Omega Boogaloo, Willem Dafoe as Conrad Kurz.
My only main objection with playing...
Yes.
Playing
Okay, I
Gilliman
agree with
is-
that.
By what?
Dragonus. Chris Hemsworth would be his Russ. I could see that.
I can see that. Actually,
I
no,
like
there's
I like
one
the Willem
other
Dafoe as
actor.
Conrad Kurz,
There's
only because
one
I saw
other
something on
actor,
Facebook.
hold on. There's one other actor who I think would play a good Russ, and the ironic thing is he's actually playing. He's playing the voice of Titus in Space Marine 2 coming up. He's the guy who played Rollo in Vikings. Change his hair to blonde, which, to be fair, might be a bit of a headache, but change his hair to blonde. And with how big the actor already physically is, and how aggressive I've seen him play, I think he could handle the aggression of playing Russ really well. So I would throw that actor in the ring for Russ.
So Alfarius 2, Omega Boogaloo said Willem Dafoe as Conrad Kurz.
He's too.
Yesterday,
he's way too old though.
I don't care. This is funny though, because I was scrolling through Facebook yesterday.
Because you have to have that physicality too, right? Like if Willem could, yeah, he could definitely have the voice. The voice is definitely would fit Conrad. The face is where you start to lose me, and when you completely lose me is the rest of his physicality, obviously.
But it was Willem Dafoe, and he said, "I keep getting told all the time that the perfect role for me is the Joker. It's great that I have the vibe as a sociopath."
Is he not self-aware?
Oh no, he very much so is. He was doing that as a joke. Henry Cavill is not majestic enough to be sanguineous. I'm going to disagree with you there, like I disagree with the Jason Momoa being Khan.
No, I definitely would say Henry Cavill's got a level of majesticness to him.
Yeah.
Willem
Dafoe can do Willem Dafoe can do the voice, but his face looks the worst.
I'll give you this.
That would be great.
I'll give you this. It's more of a with how much Fulgrim is kind of like that fluttery. Oh, it is harder for me to see him as Fulgrim, but I'm physically I think he could play a good Fulgrim. Acting wise, I don't know. It's hard for me to envision Henry Cavill pulling off that suave, arrogance, narcissistic kind of thing. But with Sanguinius though, Sanguinius didn't have that. Like it was everyone else that saw Sanguinius and were like, huh. But Sanguinius himself acted just kind of like a bro.
Actually,
and you see it in Horus Rising, right? When he's talking to Horus.
Yeah.
And yeah, he's really just like, come on. Tell him how you really feel. Like he's just a bro. He doesn't do what Fulgrim does, which is, oh, look at me, I'm so fabulous.
So here's two more for you. One from Dragonis, one from me. First off, he makes the argument that Henry Cavill doesn't look good with a blonde hair. Yeah, I would disagree with that. But
I haven't seen him with blonde hair. Like closest is the white hair on Geralt, and I think he looks fine in that.
Yeah, which also fits in with the Fulgrim argument as well, I think.
Yeah.
But Dragonis said, looks like Ferrus Manus. And if Sanguinius is too blonde for you, actually, here's another one that would probably be kind of cool in the batshit insane department for Henry Cavill, the Lion.
Christian Bale's Horus. No, like Henry Cavill, I can kind of fit with Horus, but we're talking like angular faces.
Yeah,
Christian Bale's got one hell of an angular face. Like I could not see him playing Horus.
He could do Conrad.
Horus has to have like a square face, or at the very least chiseled, but angular. Like,
how do you feel about that?
What?
Christian Bale as Conrad.
I don't know. I can kind of see that.
All he really is doing is playing Batman that fucking murders and eats people.
All he's playing. It'd be fitting because he played Batman, but it'd also be fitting because he also played American Psycho.
Henry Cavill doesn't have the beard for a Lionel Johnson.
I can't believe you completely ignored what I just said. I'm offended.
No. I heard what you said. I was also reading the chat. See, I don't know about the Lion, honestly. The Lion seems like a good fit for Cavill as well, but Sanguinius saying got this elf-like beautiful blonde look. Like, I'm sorry, he does have that majesty where he could be a Sanguinius.
Absolutely. I think he really could pull off a good Sanguinius. Doesn't have the beard for Lionel Johnson. Well, some artwork depicts Lionel as not having a beard.
And it's not like they don't have makeup departments or anything.
Yeah. Horse to the Emperor tried getting a reservation at Dorcia's. Now you wait, what? Try getting.
Alfaria said the casting for the Lion would be a mess.
What's Dorcia's? Is that a quote? I don't know. I'm totally ghosting on that one. The casting for the Lion would be a mess. Oh, yes, it would. Because the thing is, you know how hard it is to cast for a plank of wood?
Okay, hold on. That would be fucked up. Who are you getting for Vulcan?
I'm laughing at my own joke. Fuck you. Well, I would, if he was still alive, I'd say Michael Clark Duncan, right, for Vulcan. But sadly, he would have been the perfect casting, missed opportunity. Oh God, I'm even more sad he's dead. I was already sad he died when he died.
Oh, absolutely. But who could do it now? Because no one will ever replace Michael Clark.
No one could pull off a Vulcan like Michael Clark Duncan could have. Sorry, nobody. Closest we got is why does I always remember his character names better? Guy who played Caesar in The Expendables, fucking Terry Crews, is that his name?
Terry Crews. Oh yeah,
Yes,
that would be
you.
funny too.
I'm so sorry. Yeah, I think he could. He's the only other person I could see doing it, but not even then. That's like B grade.
That would fit too, because he would be massive.
Right, but that's like B grade Vulcan versus the like S tier Michael Clark Duncan.
Oh yeah.
It's like dime store version, main store version. Like that's
okay.
Like the difference.
I wouldn't really go that far. I think Terry Crews could pull it off. It would never be as good as Michael Clark Duncan. But I think Terry Crews would be the obvious pick. Now that you said that.
Oh, hold on. We're getting a bit of buffering.
Yeah.
Damn you, internet. There it goes.
You know what? I just had the best thought.
Wow.
Henry Cavill as Fulgrim. Back when they're all still loyal, back before the Horse Heresy kicks off. And Terry Crews as Vulcan running up to Henry Cavill as Fulgrim, lifting up, "Hello, brother!" Even lifting him off the ground.
That would be beautiful.
It would.
This brings a tear to the eye that can't happen.
No, the fucked up thing is it still could. It won't. It absolutely won't, but it could.
Oh, God. Rest in peace. Rest in peace to her.
No, I was saying Terry Crews doing that.
Oh, Terry Crews?
Yeah.
I could see that. That'd be kind of funny.
Seeing Terry Crews lifting up Henry Cavill. "Hello, brother!"
Oh, man. They should put me in charge of casting a 40K, like, meeting the Primarch show. Like, I don't know, fucking...
Actually, speaking of Primarchs, here would be an interesting one for casting. Because I actually... Hold on a minute. I'm going to lead with this. This is in the Magnus the Red book, okay?
Okay.
It is a Primarch you would never expect have a sense of humor at all. And in the first interaction with them... No. And in the first interaction with him, makes a fucking joke to 1,000 Sun, who is with Magnus. Perturabo.
Purdy?
Yeah. Because one of the 1,000 Suns...
I can't even picture who would play Purdy.
Exactly. Because there's a 1,000 Sun called a Fava.
Fava?
Who, no, a Fava.
Oh. Okay.
Or, I don't know. I've listened to it like 6 different times now, and I keep hearing something. I might just be losing my damn mind. But, he is I believe, 1,000 Suns captain. And he's with Magnus the Red when they go up to Perturabo. And he sees Perturabo's armor, and he's checking it out. And Perturabo's like, "Is there something wrong with my armor?" Like, "No, I'm just admiring it." "Yes, it is good. Tell me, what do you see?" And he, like, starts listing off, like, all the different things about the armor, like where he thought it was made, stuff like that, because fucking autistic son. And Perturabo's like, "Yes, well done. That was good." It makes us...
and 1,000 Sun do definitely go together, like peanut butter and raisins.
But and then he like makes a small joke, and after he makes the joke, he's like, "Now tell me more." And a father's just sitting there like,
If I were him, I'd be afraid because Purdy's known for killing his own people. So
yeah,
someone else is probably on a lower list of likelihood.
And that's what fucked me up so hard about this. Is like everyone knows who Perturabo is. In the Magnus the Red book, as soon as he meets up with Magnus the Red, he's like, "Brother!" Like, what? 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 That ain't Perturabo. But I found out what it is.
Acting?
No. No. This actually justified because, like, at first I was like, Perk the Rabbit like fucking murdered people. Charlie Hunnam could be the line if he puts on more muscle. No.
Ooh.
Charlie Hunnam.
I don't even know
You ever
who the
watch?
fuck that is. Hold on.
Do you ever watch Sons of Anarchy?
Not in a long ass time. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, no, I know him. Yep, I know him.
No.
No. He's got a bit of a point. I could see Charlie pulling off a lion.
I didn't see him pulling off a lion.
The thing is, I don't think he'd be the best lion.
Oh well, if we're going by that standard, then yeah, sure.
But I think he could pull off. I think he'd be a decent lion. Like, I'd say he could be a decent Lionel Johnson. I think he could. Like, I remember how he performed in Sons of Anarchy. He could play serious. He could play stalwart. He can play any in every performance I've seen this man in. Even though I'm sorry I didn't remember his name, but every performance I've seen this man in, I've seen him play a pretty good range. I've seen him play like the more youthful, starry-eyed, kind of energetic kid. I've seen him play a serious, badass criminal. I don't know. He's got pretty good range, and I think he could play a pretty good Lionel. The only issue I have at all with this man playing the lion is he's very youthful still.
I would argue that I'm not saying Charlie Hunnam is a bad actor. I'm not saying that at all. I don't think he's right for the lion.
Well, what's your problem with him?
It goes with kind of the joke you made earlier.
Because my problem is the lion.
A 2x4. Yeah, a 2x4 would have a better chance as Lionel Johnson than Charlie Hunnam.
Because you think he acts too much or acts too little?
No, it has nothing to do with Charlie Hunnam. It's just that Lion as a character.
Right. Hello, Miss Cindy. Welcome. I'd almost never see her in my chats.
I forgot to. I forgot to.
Zero on the Discord all the time, though. How's Decoria, by the way?
I'm a bad person.
You're a bad person?
I forgot to put it in my Discord.
You're a bad. If you're a bad person, oh boy.
I forgot to put the stream in.
If you're a bad person, okay. I better shovel them skeletons out of my closet. Honestly, young Brad Pitt. Well, that's the thing, Brad Pitt ain't young no more.
No person on Earth is perfect enough to be Sanguinius. Again, the argument for Cavill still stands.
Yeah. Henry Cavill, I think, could play a pretty good Sanguinius. Because that's the thing is.
Ooh.
I got a better one. He's got just angular enough face with chiseled features. I've seen him in a light-haired wig. Granted, it was dirty most of the time. But still, light-haired wig. He looked okay. It didn't look out of place. It didn't look crazy. I think he could pull off blonde. And he's got a good acting range. And he gives off the same energy that Sanguinius always did in the books for me. Because I remember in Horus Rising, the conversation between Horus, as he was talking to one of his subordinates. And Sanguinius called Horus out for basically pulling one of their legs. Well, not he was trying to be like all like serious and trying to be intimidating to his own people.
Yeah.
But Sanguinius was like, "Come on, Horus."
Yeah, like come on.
Sanguinius is a bro, right? Like he doesn't act perfect all the time. He's actually just a good person. Is like the best way to put it. Sanguinius is powerful. He's strong. He's noble. He's
very self-aware.
Yeah, he's very self-aware. Where Fulgrim is kind of like Sanguinius, but the flip side. Fulgrim he's beautiful, he's elegant, and he carries himself very well in battle, like Sanguinius. But where they completely differ is how they approach that aspect of their personality. Sanguinius just lets it lie. It's not the most important part about his nature, and he knows that, and he doesn't care for it when someone else values that about him. He more values his brothers, he values his family, and he values doing well for the Emperor that he serves. Fulgrim values the Emperor and values the Emperor's takes and wants to serve him well, but he only cares for like one specific brother, and outside of him, the rest he could kind of take or leave. And when it comes to his self-view, unlike Sanguinius, Fulgrim is arrogant, he's narcissistic, and he's kind of self-absorbed, and he's very obsessed with being perfect. Which is why I think
that would be. I think that would be honestly, that would probably be my pick for Henry Cavill. is Fulgrim, because watching him do that fall would be really fascinating. Dragonis said something that kind of triggered me. The thing is, I have the feel of Sanguinius being less masculine.
What?
Now, do you want to take this first because you're the one that prefers loyalists, or would you like me to do this first because I prefer traitors, but Sanguinius is my second favorite loyal primary?
I will simply respond with, that's Fulgrim you're thinking of there, Dragonis. Because the thing is, when it comes to Sanguinius and how he's always been portrayed, he has always been portrayed as a masculine person, especially in his personality. Now, I know
Fulgrim has too.
I know you're referencing his visual features, and he is very often displayed as a very chiseled, a very ornately designed person. He is the peak, both on an aesthetic level and a performance level of his brothers. He is the angel. However, when it comes to the masculine features of his physicality, he has always been shown to be chiseled, strong-jawed. He's always been shown as masculine. Absolutely. Just because he doesn't have a beard, he doesn't look very gruff, but just because he doesn't look like Horus or Dorn, doesn't rob him of any of that masculinity. He's got the same type of masculinity you would see in kind of like a Greek,
Greek Adonis.
A Greek Adonis, yes. There is a level of femininity to his appearance, but it's very minor, and it basically just comes off into the softness of the way his cheeks are. I would say it's like that's the most feminine aspect about him. Fulgrim, on the other hand, is far more feminine. Is far more rounded in features, not as chiseled as Sanguinius. That if you had to pick a Primarch that you could even remotely describe as feminine, that would be Fulgrim. Sanguinius is not. He is an Adonis. He is an angelic Adonis, literally. Chiseled features, strong jaw, masculine personality as well. He's a brother. He's a bro. So, no, I don't agree whatsoever. And that may be your personal feeling. I'm just letting you know that as far as they've portrayed him, that has never been the intent behind the artwork portraying him, nor the writing behind Sanguinius.
And also, to kind of piggyback onto that, this is something I kind of said earlier. To my knowledge, out of the 18 living Primarchs, there have only been 2 that haven't been like bodybuilder-sized muscle mass, fucking walking meat tent. There have only been ever 2 that I have found like that. They are Mortarion, Magnus the Red. Those are the only 2. Like even Jagatai Khan was big as fuck. Even Leman Russ, big as fuck. Gilliman, big as fuck. All of them were seen as like these massive beings. Except for, well, no, I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Except for Alfarius Armagon, but his was less width and more height. Whereas Magnus Red and Mortarion had less muscle mass than the others. That's how they've always been portrayed. Mortarion and Magnus were also taller than most of the others. But they were usually not as bulky. The thing with Magnus is no one knows for sure, because it's also been said that the way people perceive him is all the way that he wants them to perceive them through psychic bullshit. Nicolas Cage for Conrad Kurz. No.
He could pull off the crazy, but again, like when it comes to like the physical face and also seeing him in like long black hair, no.
I like the idea of Willem Dafoe doing the voice.
Yeah, if there's like an animated series, you need to get Willem Dafoe to do Conrad. This is perfect. But again, we're going like live action. No.
I don't care. It would be worth it for like, okay, just fucking do Conrad Kurz like fucking Vader. Like, don't actually have his face on screen.
It'd be kind of hard. Well, yeah, he's always got the face droopy with like the black hair and stuff, but his face is still able to be seen. So I don't know. But you could do that with someone like Mortarion, who always wears a gas mask.
Would actually be good doing Willem Dafoe's Mortarion. You would CGI the fuck out of it, but that would be good.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I just thought of I just saw something funny. Because I didn't think about this. In that god awful fucking Death Note live action bullshit that Netflix did, Willem Dafoe was Ryuk.
Wait, what?
Have you ever seen like the anime for Death Note?
I've seen the anime, yeah.
Okay, so you know Netflix did a god awful live action bullshit thing.
Yeah.
Like they do to ruin all anime. Actually, you know what? I'll say this: the Bleach one was not as bad as I thought it would be. It was still pretty bad. They actually pulled off some shit I did not think they could pull. But Willem Dafoe was Ryuk.
The artwork I always found didn't show him like that. I don't know how he feels like one of the old saints. Magnus?
No, Sanguinius. And then he says the images of Fulgrim that exist are ugly as fuck. Are you sure you're not looking up like different Primarch?
You might be, because every artwork I've depicted is exactly how I described it.
Oh,
but
no.
Hold on. Let me switch to our showcase view.
Falling over to the images of Fulgrim that exist are ugly as fuck. Like, yeah, after he became a demon
Oh my
Primarch,
god,
yeah, sure.
Oh, this is a Mino. Can I open just the image? Thank you. So, yeah, what were you saying about Sanguinius having a, feminine face? Okay, what's another good example?
Give Momoa a white face and he could be a good Russ.
I think this was a fan artwork, wasn't this? Yeah, I think this is a fan artwork. Amino.
Did you hear that? Hear that, Esma?
What was it?
Give Momoa a white face and he could be a good Russ.
White
Not
face.
wrong. That's not wrong at all.
No, but
I would actually be tempted to give
again.
Momoa to Russ.
I would rather have him play Jagatine before Russ.
No.
Yeah.
For Momoa, I would give him. Actually, I would give him to either Russ or Angron.
Yeah, this is another official artwork. Oh,
Angron would be a cool one.
I'm trying to find GW official stuff. This is official. So yeah, again, what were you saying about him being a feminine figure? I'm sorry, I don't see the femininity there. No. Nah, Gigonis, I'm gonna say pretty firmly you're off base on this one, man.
Now pull up Fulgrim, because he said the images of Fulgrim that exist are ugly as fuck.
Okay, hold on.
Because what images are you looking at?
Fulgrim 40K.
Because
I'll give him
is
this.
known.
This artwork is very ugly. This particular.
I'm still behind.
Hold on. Open image tab. If he's referring to this image, I absolutely agree. Whoever drew his face here drew him ugly as fuck.
That's that's a bad artist though.
I think that's just a bad artwork.
Looking.
Let's see. Can we find?
Yeah, that's the one he's talking.
That is the one he's talking about. Okay, yeah. That's that one. I agree, but there are other artworks depicting him as more.
And again, I think that's more of like half-rated artist. Because you can look at it, and I'm not even an artistic.
Oh my god! What the fuck is this?
Now he's pulling up where he's already been corrupted.
Who? What? No. Her.
What the fuck?
I don't know what the fuck this is.
What did you do?
I don't know. I was scrolling through Google Images.
What did you do?
I don't know.
That.
What is this? Who did this?
I'm frozen.
Oh my god! What the fuck?
Look, it's so fucked up. It froze my camera.
Oh my god! Holy fuck, man. That is cursed.
There we go.
That is fucking cursed. Oh my fucking god.
I don't know who did that, but they need to know.
Oh, by the way,
so,
have you been seeing these? They've been shared on my Discord several times. But there's an artist on Reddit and stuff, and also.
Ooh, I like that one.
Yeah, this is an actual female drawing though. But there's been.
I don't care.
Well, I agree. But this artist has been drawing a lot of like all the Primarchs is like females. Like so far, I've seen Rogel Dorn, Fulgrim. Recently, Sanguinius.
Dorn as a female would be fucking interesting.
Magnus was a good one. That gave me like crush me with thy thighs, mommy kind of vibes. But this artist has been drawing all the Primarchs as females, And I love the artwork, and I've said on numerous occasions, by the way, just kind of a side tangent, that I'm totally cool with like gender bend and like sexual bent and stuff if it's fan fiction. That's why I love fan fiction so much. Is it's that realm where you can take something you love and make alterations without actually affecting the main core heart of what you love. That's the whole point of fan fiction. That's the whole point of homebrews. Is you get to add something to something you love, while also not affecting its core. You know, you leave that alone. But, you know, then you got the Twitterites who feel that they have to add female Space Marines to canon. They have to feel they add to... So when this was going around on Twitter, though, a lot of people were like, yeah, I'm noticing a lot of people who say they don't want female Space Marines in the chat liking this image and stuff like that. Or they're just straight up, like, saying, like, even more, like, outlandish shit. And like, see, this is why the Primarch should be women. Actually, this should be a reveal. It's like, why can't this just be a cool, fun, alternative artwork? Just a gender bent artwork. Like, it's amazing artwork. It's great. I love it. Any fan of 40k would love it. It's just, it doesn't need to be canon. I don't know. These have been circulating around. Artist is great. It's amazing, but I hate how Twitter always ruins something that just should be just cool, like this. Oh my god! Oh my god! What the fuck is that?
What?
Did someone 3D print this ugly son of a bitch?
What the fuck?
I don't know. It's so haunting.
Will you stop doing that to me?
It's so haunting.
What did I do to you?
I don't know. Exist. Love you. Anyway. Anyway. Oh god.
We got completely find some good because I'm also looking. I'm trying to find because Dragona's pulled up like post corruption Fulgrim and find some good Fulgrim artwork. Carneth Gorn said 3D print it and send it to Ludus. Do that and I will make a video of me just whacking the shit out of it with a golf club.
Yeah, no, I'm not sending that to him. Okay. Typing messages on the phone sucks ass. Well, yeah, typically.
What's this? Oh, that's a model. Okay. What the fuck is that? Why does he have... What? Okay. Shit, I don't need to know, I guess. It was a 3D model of Fulgrim, but he had a skull instead of a head. With horns coming out of it.
Skull instead of a head, horns coming out.
Ooh, Chibi Fulgrim.
There's a difference between what should be canon or what should just be boner fuel.
Yeah.
You're very articulate, Karn. You're very articulate. I love you. 3D print. Send it to no. I'm no.
Again, do that and you will see me play golf with it.
I will not waste valuable resin on that shit. As it is, I got 2 great unclean ones still printing.
Another Chibi Fulgrim. I don't like this one. You know what? Hold on. I'm gonna send you this picture. And I want you to tell me who the fuck this looks like.
Alright.
Let me put it on my desktop so I can find it easily. Oh, yeah. God damn it. Why does this shit hate me?
I like to get to the point. Good man. I do not. Well, no, I like to, but I just never do. I try.
And it's usually my fault.
Getting to the point is the hardest thing in the world.
Okay, I DM'd it to you. So tell me who that looks like.
Alright.
And I want to see if me and you are on the same wavelength on this one.
Who does that look like?
Yeah.
Looks like Fulgrim.
No. Outside of 40k.
Sephiroth?
There we go. I saw that. I was like, it looks more like Sephiroth than Fulgrim.
Yeah.
I like the art style, though. I'm not going to lie.
It's okay.
Why does Perturabo have no arms?
I can make a joke.
Vulcan also has no. Dorn has no arms.
What are you looking at? What the fuck?
I'm looking at the same person who did that Fulgrim. I'm just looking through the artwork of all the different Primarchs they did like that. Fucking Perturabo, like none of them have arms actually.
Well,
like it's just the hands.
Apparently, the artist is offended by arms. I don't know.
No, I didn't even notice it on the Fulgrim one. All it is just like from here down. I did not notice it till just now. I'm frozen again. Oh no, there we are.
You shouldn't be frozen.
No, it fixed itself.
Oh, okay. That's weird.
All the no arms fucked it up.
Anyway. What the fuck were we talking about?
Diablo Immortal.
Yeah, that was at the beginning of the stream. Yeah, Diablo Immortal has a horrendous fucking microtransactions. Again, $110,000 to max out one character, or 10 years worth of grinding. It's insanity. Insanity. I hate where the shit is going. Like how can you have any faith in Diablo 4 after this crap? It's a genuine question. Like, how do you have faith in future Diablo products if this is what they're doing? Because technically speaking, as far as Blizzard, as far as I've seen, they've mentioned Diablo Immoral, and I really can't call it Immortal. It's Immoral. Diablo Immoral is just it's considered mainline. It's considered a mainline Diablo entry.
So here would be my recommendation, and this goes with, and I have said it many times before, and I will continue to say it. So let's say they make Diablo 4, okay? And it's hot garbage, right?
Alright.
Do you enjoy Diablo 3?
I enjoy it more now than I did on initial release when it barely played.
You enjoy Diablo 2?
Love it. It's probably my favorite ARPG.
Then play those instead of Diablo 4.
Yeah.
Like, it sounds like such a, like, cop-out, but honestly, if you don't like playing it, yeah.
I mean, yeah. I can't say you're wrong there. Yeah. Play the games that you do like. I'd say play PoE. Isn't PoE 2 supposed to be coming out sometime soon?
PoE?
Yeah, Path of Exile.
Oh, fuck, I don't know.
Path of Exile 2. I know they were working on it. Last update, 2019. They have a trailer. I don't know, I've seen nothing on PoE 2 in a long time.
Female Fulgrim is hot.
All the female Primarch.
Oh, no. That was from Dragonis. He put it in the voice chat, too.
Oh. Oh, let me scroll down.
Yeah, it's like...
Actually, I think that artwork is supposed to be of the male Fulgrim. Because I've seen that, I could be wrong, but I saw that circulating Twitter. I don't know if the artist was the one I saw who posted it, though, so to be fair. It could have just been someone who found it on Google and said it was the male Fulgrim. But I think...
Would anyone like my autistic knowledge of Fulgrim at this point? I have a problem with that picture.
Which part?
The eyes are wrong.
Silver eyes?
Do not have silver eyes.
No. What
Fulgrim
color?
had black pupilless eyes.
Yeah. And all the Trader Primarchs in like the
Paris
books and
Manus
stuff were
has
described
silver
as
eyes.
being kind of demonic.
No. Well, no. This is even before.
No, but even before,
Fulgrim
that's the
had-
thing. Even before they turned, a lot of like the books described them in some negative way. Typically, the
I
Trader
wouldn't say it
Primarchs.
was negative.
Black pupilless is kind of demonic.
Okay, it was described with fair, paler complexion, black pupilless size, and then there's Conrad Kurz.
And Conrad Kurz, like...
Conrad Kurz was described in a bad way.
At the nicest he was ever described, it was kind of like a creepy stalker man.
But like Fulgrim, it wasn't so much described in a demonic way. It was just how they were. Okay, fine. Vulcan. Not dark brown. Not like normal. What you would consider like normal skin color. Like no, coal black skin with blazing red eye. Sanguinius. Like, a lot of them had issues with their descriptions. Not just the traders. Vulcan is good boy, though.
Hold on. I'm trying to... Alright, so real quick. Just because I got the impression you haven't seen all these. So, let me switch back.
Is this all the gender bent Primarchs?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, hopefully I can find all of them. Oh, okay, I didn't know that the artist had gotten to the lion yet.
Good.
Yeah, so they got to the lion. I do like that it's given her like the hood and made her look like
I see me.
what is that anime trope? Kudere? It's the emotionally distant. Like they don't show physical emotion characters. I think that's called a kudere.
I don't know if you've pulled it up yet, but all I see is me.
It shouldn't just see you. Oh.
See me.
There we go. Okay, sorry, I just moved. I had it on the wrong monitor. Alright, so there she is. Yep.
Give me a couple seconds. Oh. Okay.
Or they fix it in the next patch. The add-on is going to make it better. Blizz fans. That's what the thing is. They at this point they gotta have that on copy and paste, right? All right. Put that over. All right. So this is the lion. We got Rus. Behoves.
I still see. Oh, there we go. Still see the lion.
That's Lehman Rus.
Okay, I kind of like that one.
Alright, Magnus.
Oh, I love Gilliman.
Oh.
Actually, I pulled it up on mine too. I literally just typed in 40k gender bent Primarchs. I see what you were saying about Magnus. Yes. Gilliman. Gilliman is my favorite.
Again, like crush my head with thy thighs, mommy. Like that's the vibes I get from Magnus. I can't not think that. It's amazing. Let's see. Gilliman just looks like a...
Say it, I dare you. Okay, oh man. No. I take back what I said. Fucking Lorgar. Lorgar's looks actually really badass.
So chat, you know that there's a certain type of like architecture you can have like around your house. It's like a stone wall. One could call it a dike.
Yup, check out fucking Rogel.
I know this feels kind of random and it has no place in the conversation, but I'm just saying, like, isn't that a fascinating form of architecture? Anyway, moving on from Gilliman.
The Rogel Dorn one's not much better.
Let's see, female Fulgrim. I really do like their choice. This artist is great. That was just pretty damn good.
Oh, okay. I have found my. Yeah, that's the one I found. That is the crush my head with thy thighs. That's mine.
Okay. I can see it. Like, Jagatai looks pretty good as well. Interesting choice to add like this red. Highlight to her hair though towards the end.
I think it was the artist's way of.
Yeah. Let's see. You got there's Rus again. Good choice.
Angron.
I'm getting there. Let's see. Lorgar.
Lorgar's
looks like a yandere.
I don't care. I actually really like Lorgar.
It's a nice design, but that's totally a yandere. Like that chick stabs her exes in the middle of the night. Well, this is another artist that took the same designs. There's Sanguinius. Again, pretty good choice with the art direction there. It looks really good. Again, this is why it annoys me when like people devalue fan fiction and fan products, because I've actually been in that debate on Twitter with people, and I know you shouldn't bother, but I've gotten into this debate with these psychos about like the genderbread stuff, and I was like, what's wrong with just homebrewing it? Why don't you just have a homebrew chapter of Astartes that are females? Why don't you homebrew lore like that? Like, why does it have to be official canon? And they're like, you're just a sexist. It's like, well, you still haven't given me a reason. Please, like, I'm open to a discussion about this. What about it being fan fiction for some reason is not enough? Why does it have to be mainline? What value do you garner from it being added to the official lore that you wouldn't get if it was just your personal fan fiction or homebrew? And they never have a response. It's usually just deflections. It's calling me a sexist. It's calling me phobic of, like, I think transphobic is what I was called one time. In this discussion, which is weird. I've gotten into this argument, and I never hear a good response. They always just immediately go for the throat. It's like, these people are completely disingenuous. But then I see stuff like this, and I'm like, this is amazing artwork. And it doesn't devalue the canon. It's just cool. It's cool, and it's fun to think about, like, a parallel universe where the Primarchs were all female. But I don't feel like what is currently existing is affected by this artwork. If anything, it's nice. It's cool. Also, Conrad Kurz. That is, the thing is, yandere usually look really cute, but they're, like, secretly evil. I don't know what you would call this. I don't know if there's an anime trope name for this, where they just look blatantly evil.
Look in your DMs. I found something funny while looking.
You know, I have Ludus in my DMs way more than I have. I won't go there. Never mind.
No. Because I find relative shit.
If I see one more gender bent Primarch, I'm getting my world in.
Have you ever heard of the anime? The anime Nagatora. Don't mess with me, Miss Nagatora.
Yes, I actually watched that.
That's what went through my head seeing that Conrad Curse.
Really?
Does the top one not look like her a little bit?
No.
Yes, it does.
No, it doesn't.
Yes.
I don't even remotely see that. I'm sorry.
Get some fucking glasses, because it does.
No, it doesn't. This Nagatoro is tan.
I'm talking about, like, the facial structure and the hair.
I think you need glasses.
I wear contacts, asshole!
Chat. Who do you side with on this?
Does that not look like a beefed up Nagatora?
I don't... Chat! Side with me on this. What? Tell this man he is off base in every conceivable fashion. Because he is... What? I will pull up... Hold on. Nagatoro... Okay. Nagatoro. Kurz artwork. Nagatoro. Kurz artwork. What the fuck do you see?
After I click off.
Huh. There it is. This man is blind! Thank you, Jonas. Doesn't look like her at all. You're insane.
It looks like a pissed off version of her. This is because... Oh, right.
They don't look anything alike. What the fuck?
There's an anime about a ghost with it.
Like, even if I go through all the different images of her, like, I see nothing. What the fuck? Okay. I don't see it. Like, what?
It looks like an evil version of her.
You're fucking insane. Fucking
I
insane.
mean, that's true too.
Battle action artwork of the lion. I like that. I actually do.
I like the one of
unironically want an anime now where it's just all the female Primarchs.
I like the one of Mortarion.
Again, not
like
canon,
all their
but
heads.
like a great parallel universe kind of story.
Yeah. I don't really like the one of. I'll say out of all of them, there's only really one I really don't care for, and that's.
That's who? You cut out.
So, I pulled up the one that's all 18 of the heads of them. The only one I really don't care for is Vulcan.
I haven't seen that. I'm still going through the individual shots. I like Dorn. Dorn looks pretty good. Angron. Definitely not my type, but I'm sure someone will be is into that. Actually, I kind of like her a little bit more in this action shot. Looks pretty good, actually. I don't know. I like that artwork more than I like this one. I don't know, something about, maybe it's because of the perspective. It makes her look less. I don't know. This one looks way better though.
I sent the artwork to you.
Oh, actually, I really like that piece. You did.
That one might be by a different artist though.
Might be. It looks similar, if not the same artist.
Yeah, like I said, I like all of them.
I love the like. It's kind of like the Rim and Rem thing with from that horrible show, but like the Rim and Rem thing with Alpharius and Megon. I actually do really like that. That's pretty good.
I'll say, like, out of all of these, the one I really do not like is.
Yeah, I think my problem with it is it's a little, like, it's hard. Maybe with a different background, it would help her face stick out more. But it's this particular. It's I don't know. The lighting isn't.
For me,
really
it's
helping.
the hairstyle.
Really? I don't think the hairstyle is a problem. Like for me, I can't make out her features very well.
I like the Connor Curse one. Karnath Corn. I feel like the stream needs a different title now.
It probably does. We spent maybe like 10 minutes max on Diablo Immortal and over an hour debating Primarchs. Oh, God.
I mean, it's not our fault. It's not. It's just...
I blame you. I entirely blame you.
Look, hold on.
I love the Corvus. I love the Corvus design, actually.
I will defend this. Gingerbread Primarchs is infinitely more important than Diablo Immortal.
Yes. Absolutely. Yeah, I think this is a different artist, but I think they emulated their design off of the other one.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I love the design of the Alpharius and Megonth. I don't know. So that looks great to me. That's my favorite design, just because of I like that like reflective twin thing. Corvus, I love Corvus artwork there. I would totally date that. Conrad looks nicer there, but no. Wait, is that Ferrus Manus? I think that's Ferrus, isn't it?
Ferrus, I believe, is the one right before Angron.
Okay. Or is that Perturabo?
Perturabo is third one on the top.
Okay, that's okay. I wasn't sure. I was like, okay, wait, who's who there? That Perturabo. I don't agree with that being Purdy's design as a female.
So it's Lion, Fulgrim, Purdy, Jagatai, Russ, Dorn, Purs, Sanguinius, Ferrus Manus, Angron, Gilliman, Mortarion, Magnus, Horus, Lorgar.
I definitely don't agree with that design on female Horus. I
don't either.
I hate that hair choice. That is entirely wrong. Not that I think she needs to be like blonde, bald, but like that. Nah, that's the wrong one. That's the wrong one.
Karnath Corn. I would screw the twins harder than Blizzard. It's fan.
Okay. Okay.
That was a sin.
That was a bit aggressive. Okay. Oh god. That was funny though. I don't know. Yeah, I guess I've completely derailed my tracks. I got nothing.
It was nothing important because it was Diablo Immortal. I mean, like, we've already essentially said it multiple times. It's like, yeah, they're fucking horrible people because, like, what it requires just to get one character to max is...
I mean, yeah, at the end of the day, that's all you really need to say. Like, you don't need to go too in-depth on, like, breaking this news. All anyone has to do when reporting on this is simply say $110,000 to completely level a character or spend 10 years grinding it out for the equivalent.
Or do like most people with, you know, half a brain cell do when they see Blizzard anywhere. Hey, bad people.
So yeah, bad people, worst game.
Yeah.
Walk away. Alright. We're into smelly women. That's gross.
Speaking of, I mentioned this in DMs when I reached out to you earlier. Make sure we were still on for today. Did you see the news about Twitter?
I heard that Musk recently reconsidered buying it because he said it was fake or something.
There were it was something along the lines of they might have broke like some laws while he was trying to buy them out, so might actually get taken down rather than bought out. Maybe, I don't know. And then and then the whole Johnny Depp Amber Heard thing. That's hilarious.
Oh yeah, I was actually surprised he won. I was so sure he would lose.
You know what my favorite part about that is? So Disney is now clamoring for him to come back as Captain Jack Sparrow.
I heard they've recasted The Rock.
No, after the trial, they've started trying to kiss his ass again. Then they completely cut Amber Heard out of Aquaman 2.
Good on them. Good choice.
And people who have been coming to her defense have not been receiving the best reception.
I mean, 90% of the internet is on Depp's side, so the 10% of the hardcore left-leaning ideologues, no shit.
Oh no, it wasn't 1,000 alpacas, Carneth Corn. It was 1,000,000 alpacas. It was something like for $100 million and 1,000,000 alpacas.
It was a joke, by the way. Like everyone who's pointed try, even that chick, or that female lawyer that Amber Heard had. She tried to pull that up like it was some big thing. It was a joke. Even Johnny said it was like it wasn't. I wasn't serious. It was just my way of telling them fuck off.
Yeah. Which honestly, I hope they come begging to him and that he's like, "Oh, fuck you, people."
I would say fuck him. At the same time, though, I kind of want. Though I didn't like the last two films, I don't know. A comeback film as our favorite titular pirate, I could actually be down for.
I wouldn't, only because I want that series to die peacefully into the night.
You want it to be laid to rest?
Yes. Because, like you said, after those last two movies, like, no.
They were kind of disappointing.
They were. They were not kind of disappointing. They were disappointing.
Well, one of my favorite films of all time was the first Pirates of the Caribbean. That was a pretty damn good film. I think it holds up really well.
I will say this though: who was the one who stole the Black Pearl
from
Jack Sparrow?
All right, so stole it from him. That would be his whole crew. They mutinied.
No, who ended up becoming the captain
of? I know the name. I do. It's just not coming to me.
No. Hector Barbarossa.
Oh, okay.
Or Barbosa.
Barbosa. Yes.
Played by Jeffrey Rush.
Jeffrey
now,
Rush. Okay.
This is meant in no offense to Jeffrey Rush. I actually like him. He does a good
The
villain.
Gladview says Jeffrey Wright. Are you sure you're correct?
I just looked it up.
Hmm.
Jeffrey Rush. As much as I love Jeffrey Rush as a villain, Bill Nighy does it so much better. Star Wars Pirates crossover where Rey becomes the new captain of the Black Pearl. Karneth Korn, take that and no.
Fuck that. Fuck that. No. I'm good.
But yeah, no. Bill Nighy is so much better as a villain than Jeffrey Rush. And it has nothing to do. And it's not because Jeffrey Rush is bad at being a villain. It's just that Bill Nighy is naturally creepy. It's like Willem Dafoe having the vibe of a sociopath. Oh my god, I love it.
Willem Dafoe is. I don't think he's ever played a very. The only good guy character I can think of he's played is the sniper from John Wick.
Damn, that's what I was gonna say. Just John Wick.
That's fucking it. Like that's it. That's the only good guy character I can think of.
That wasn't even a good guy. He was a hitman.
Yeah, he was hitman. The only thing that made him good is he just didn't kill John. That like. I don't know. I can't think of a single like pure good character Willem Dafoe has played. Like the next thing that came to mind was no, he didn't play a good guy there either. He turned psycho. Remember?
Oh, I didn't.
Yeah, he did.
I didn't.
Yes, he did.
In Boondock Saints, no, he didn't. He played a gay detective.
Yeah, who lost his mind.
No, he didn't. He helped the Saints out.
Yeah, initially. Did you watch the whole film?
Yes. Which part are you talking about where he lost his mind?
This is the latter half of the film. Didn't he totally like lose his shit?
No.
I gotta rewatch the film. I feel like I'm being screwed with here.
No, you're not. You're just misremembering it.
Willem Dafoe.
I'm so sad that I actually missed out.
Saints. I could have sworn he fucking lost his shit towards the end of the film.
No, he like halfway through the film he gets like batshit drunk in a church, and that's when he starts helping the saint.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to rewatch the film.
Yes, you are.
Well, Ryuk isn't evil. I mean, Ryuk isn't good either.
Ryuk is a force of nature.
He's a passive observer.
No, he's a force of nature.
But as a character, he's passive. And he observes. Willem Dafoe.
Actually, I'll be right back. I gotta use the restroom real quick, and then I'm gonna keep looking through this, see if I can find somewhere he's not either evil or creepy.
Good luck. Oh my god, it's kind of unfortunate. I mean, the thing is, I think Willem Dafoe seems to be like a fun guy. Like every time I've seen like an interview with him, he seems cool. I don't know. With Hollywood actors these days, though, I don't know. You got like a 75% chance they're a total fucking degenerate creep in the background. I don't know. Hollywood actors' reputations have definitely taken a huge, massive swan dive off the Empire State Building. So, I don't know. I part of me hopes there's at least like one or two good actors from back in the day that aren't total creeps. But these days, kind of a at best, it's a coin toss. We should watch the Netflix version of Death Note so we can... Is that even still on Netflix? I don't know. I haven't looked for it. Don't intend to. But no, I'm not watching that shit. Fuck that. You can get your own sacrificial lamb, you son of a bitch. Anyway.
I am back.
Welcome back.
He has also been in a lot of...
I don't know. I wasn't planning on doing calls today, but fuck it, why not? We'll do calls. Anyone wants to hop in, Let me share a link.
He was in Triple X State of the Union.
Right, but he played the villain.
Oh, okay. I didn't remember who the fuck he played.
Yeah, he played the villain.
He did the voice of Gil from Finding Nemo.
Right.
Don't fucking remember who that is.
No, I do. I mainly because I only remember his voice being in it, and it was weird. Okay. Expire. Link. Okay, let me share the link in the chat. And call lines are open. Feel free, if you're not already in the Discord, feel free to join the Discord and look for the call line VC. Hop right on in if you want to ask us minimum of 2 questions. Well, sorry, minimum of 1 question, max of like 3. And that could be any questions whatsoever, as long as they are not about our political affiliations, beliefs, generally, don't ask our political takes. Yeah, on that, I think you're good. I really can't think of anything. I get obviously doxing information as well. Don't ask for, but anything else, you're good to ask. Good to inquire. Good to hell, even if it's just a conversation starter. So feel free. Our call lines are open. And did I lose Ludus? No, I didn't. Okay, good.
No, I'm here.
Just double
Sorry,
check.
I'm looking at there's a movie coming out called Tropico that has nothing to do with the fucking game, and I was looking at because Willem Dafoe is in it.
Oh, Karn is in the call. Let me pull in. Karn, welcome to the Geekus Theoreticus podcast. You are now on live air.
Hey.
Feel free to ask your questions.
So, since this was supposed to be about Diablo Immortal,
Was supposed to be,
Immoral.
didn't end up being.
do you think there's even a limit how bad Blizzard could treat its fans to even
No.
break with them? Because at this point, I highly doubt it. Like, as someone who rage quit during BFA, I don't think there's any way to make those people go smart.
No. The thing is, there are people who have they've enraptured themselves so deeply in the games that, like World of Warcraft, Overwatch, StarCraft, they just enraptured themselves and have completely relied upon these games and these worlds to act as their therapy and their coping mechanisms. It's the same people who get addicted to like drugs or get addicted to gambling. When you find something that just perfectly works to get rid of those dark thoughts in your head and make you feel better about the world and better about things around you, and gives you, even if it's an artificial sense, a sense of purpose.
That used to be WoW for me, then it started to be
Yeah,
like it
but
is.
for you had other sources, right? Like maybe you have family members, you got a cat. You know, there
Yeah,
is some,
definitely,
there are
yeah.
some other things that you can detach from WoW and detach from Blizzard games and find therapy in those. Even if WoW was your biggest one, you can still find those coping mechanisms elsewhere. There are people who literally have no other coping mechanism. The entirety of their regulation of their happiness and their positive thoughts revolve entirely around escaping to these games and these worlds.
It also helped that I can be very petty, because I'm still mad about the Blitzchung stuff.
So on that note, give kind of like a little look into some of the stuff that I've gone through. Asmo knows about this from this past Thursday to the Wednesday before that. So total of 7 to 8 days between my full-time job and YouTube, if we're going to consider it a job. Between the two, I did like 80 to 90 hours. And yeah, like I get kind of what you're saying about finding the coping mechanisms, or people getting too attached to coping mechanisms. Like, for me, yeah, it is playing certain games. Here lately, it's usually been Monster Hunter World. I have another one called Kingdoms and Castles I play. Stuff like that. So it's just kind of like, I get the argument for having specific games that help you through it. But at the same time, it's also, like you said, dangerous to become so reliant on them.
Yeah, and that's the thing. These people have crossed that dangerous line. And once you cross the line, it's one of those things I think you genuinely can't be pulled back from. Even if they get shock therapy and shit like that, like you could commit these people to a mental hospital, but their brains are wired around entirely their happiness being projected from these worlds and these games. It's just, and for some people, it's been since WoW came out, right? Like they started out in vanilla, they still play to this very day. It's become a habit. It's become a part of their day to day. They are 100% connected to it spiritually and on a psychological level. They cannot remove themselves from it. Fundamentally. Doesn't matter how petty they are. It doesn't matter how genuinely in the back of their mind they are angry at the developers. It doesn't matter how uncomfortable they make the game. It's the same exact. As much as there are a lot of people, especially the copium people for WoW and stuff, as much as they hate this comparison, it's 100% accurate, and on a psychological level, it is the one-for-one example. It's like an abusive relationship.
It's the sunken cost fallacy. They have already spent so
much
time.
Well, that is a huge part of it as well, but it's also the psychology of an abusive relationship, right?
No,
like you this person you invested time in, you invested love in, and maybe they were good to you at first. So because of that, now you can't give up on the relationship. Now that they're beating on you, they're hitting on you, they're threatening your life.
Because if you give up, it was all for nothing.
Exactly. You can't. It's that aspect of it, and it's also the aspect of your own regulation of your happiness. If you give up, what else is there? You now have this huge void in your life.
Even I sometimes think about, all those mounts. I wasted so much time of my life farming, like literally weeks, and like. That was a bit annoying at first, but after I quit it, I felt way better.
Yeah,
I think that's a person by person thing, because I used to do that shit all the time too, but I actually enjoy it. So, do I think I really wasted my time doing it, even though I don't play WoW anymore? No, not really. Because
no, it's not wasted. Of course not. It was fun in the moment.
Yeah, in the moment, it was kind of what I needed.
Oh, I miss my nether wind breaks.
But there are people who don't think of it like that. They're not thinking of it as a single moment of happiness, therefore it's already paid off. They see it as, okay, I sunk like 400 hours into trying to get invincible. If I quit the game now, what was all those 400 hours for?
Right.
They don't think about it like, oh, that's 400 hours and I got the mount and therefore I'm satisfied with that. They see it as, okay, but now I need to continue putting in time to it to justify that.
I rather think it's a waste of time suffering through bad add-on after bad add-on after bad add-on in the hopes that someday it might be better again. I see that as a time waster.
Yeah, that's the problem. These people don't.
Because it didn't take most of BFA to make me mad enough to just quit the game right and there.
So here's the thing with how I looked at it. So the last three were what? BFA.
No, the last three was Legion, BFA, Shadowlands.
Okay, Shadowlands, BFA, and Legion in that order. So I enjoyed, for the most part, Legion.
Legion was mostly fantastic. The beginning was kind of shit.
I know. I still believe Legion is only remembered fondly because it came off the heels of the worst expansion at the time.
That's not fucking true.
I 100% stand by that.
I give
100% stand by that.
True. Like the.
Renora is not the worst.
Are you genuinely with how many people constantly bring up Legion as one of the better expansions? Let me ask you this: is it better than Cataclysm?
Yes.
Is what better than Cataclysm?
Is Legion better than Cataclysm?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Cataclysm is the worst expansion.
I think it's on par with Cataclysm.
Cataclysm is not the worst expansion.
No, that's why I'm using it. Cataclysm is off the heels of Wrath of the Lich King. A lot of people remember it hatefully. How many people cite Cataclysm as one of their least favorite expansions? Hundreds of thousands of people. Hundreds of thousands of players hate Cataclysm because it came off the heels of Wrath of the Lich King. I would put Legion on par with Cataclysm as an expansion, from raids to dungeons to instances to story, everything. It's on par with Legion, as it's on par with Cataclysm. The only reason Legion is remembered fondly and Cataclysm is not is because of which they both came off the heels of expansions that had reputations. In the Cataclysm's case, it was Wrath of the Lich King. Had a god tier reputation, so therefore Cataclysm is remembered hatefully because it's not as good. The reason Legion is remembered fondly is it came off the heels of the worst expansion. That's why it's remembered fondly. I refuse to accept otherwise. I played through Legion. I don't agree. Fundamentally.
I disagree with you, and I'm going to tell you why.
Alright.
Oh yeah.
Cataclysm had the biggest change to the game that I absolutely hated, where
The
Legion...
overworld,
Huh?
yeah. The
What, Karn?
overworld changes. The changes
Well-
to the overworlds were terrible.
Yeah,
Cataclysm,
absolutely.
where they revamped the talent system.
I don't know. You can't call it a revamp. I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm sick and
Okay.
tired of people using that term.
It's
Fine.
regressed
Where they
the talent
where they
system.
fucking
Denigrate.
just where they wiped their ass with the talent system that worked and was actually fun and enjoyable, and said, this will bring the greater audience to us, and it's much simpler. When they did that, that's why Cataclysm is the worst. It made the game less enjoyable.
Cataclysm had some interesting dungeons. It's not so much the raids themselves, but the dungeon I was rather.
And Legion, I love the aesthetic for. Like, again, Mists of Pandaria. I hated Mists of Pandaria for the most part, but I love the aesthetic of it. Legion, I like the aesthetic. I actually liked most of the storylines for it. I liked the quests for it. I just genuinely liked Legion. Not because it came off Draenor, but I liked Legion. I also actually liked Draenor. So the argument that liking Legion because Draenor was shit just doesn't work. 'Cause I
Not with
like
you,
both.
but for 90% of the player base, it does.
And then
You
when
are,
it comes,
you are in the vast minority. You are in the
Okay.
vast minority that like Draenor.
I would say I like the beginning of Draenor, but
I don't even like
the
the
longer
beginning. I
the
like
longer it
nothing
went
from
on,
it.
the more.
I
There's
like
an
the-
expansion that I would throw in a blender and throw in the trash. It'd be Warlords for sure.
No, it
mine would
still
either be
fun.
Cata or BFA. No, I'm
Well-
sorry, Cata or Shadowlands. Shadowlands was worse than BFA somehow.
Shadowlands is pretty
Both.
shit.
Sucks.
Somehow they managed to say, here's some garbage. How can we make it worse? Let's
Have
set the
more
garbage on fire. Like, so... It's just the kind of thing of... Because, though, the last 3 expansions, for me, again, it was Shadowlands, BFA, Legion. I enjoyed Legion, hated BFA, and hated Shadowlands. The only thing I liked out of BFA was the little fox people, and that's it.
I hated
were-
Legion.
Of course, you'd like the fucking.
I hated Legion outside the
Yeah,
aesthetic. That's the only thing I liked about Legion was the Burning Legion aesthetic.
Yeah.
That's about
Yeah,
the only,
the leather
that's the only
house-
thing
the
I
leather
liked.
house
I didn't like
feature
the.
Great.
I liked the idea of adding demon hunters, but I don't know. For me, the class feels out of place.
Yeah, I get what you're saying there. But, like, and again, it just comes down to personal preference. Like I said, in my case, does the fact that I did not enjoy BFA or Shadowlands
enjoyed
take
that.
away from my experiences that I did enjoy in, say, Draenor or Legion? No. Because, and this is kind of the nice thing about WoW, if you want, you can just go back to those areas. Yeah, you won't level. Won't. But you can just fucking stay in those areas. And even that aside, you know, you still have the memories of doing what you enjoyed in those games. It can't be taken away.
Correct.
Like, honestly, and everyone hated this, and I get why people hated this. One of my favorite things about Draenor was building the garrison.
Oh, really?
Everyone hates it, but I actually enjoyed it.
You're
I
also a
also-
guy who likes phone games, so that tracks.
I do not really enjoy phone games. It's just like they pass the time. That's about it for me.
That's
I
kind
am-
of funny. I was thinking about how the classes were playing and how the dungeons are. You went for the fucking garrison.
I like the garrison. I did.
like
I
the
really did.
classes. Because as a elemental shaman, you could
the
not
garrison, I just hate so very much. It flies.
Everyone does.
It flies in the face of the very concept of a fucking MMO.
The
'Cause
only
in your
thing I like-
garrison, you could build a market. You could build a market board. You could also set up a mine. You could also set up different nodes depending on your profession. You could basically turn it into a one-stop shop where you
Ooh.
didn't have to interact with a single other player.
Asmo, you're a little bit wrong. You can set up something from every profession and still use it.
Yeah.
If you don't have mining, you can still mine.
And if you don't have, say, fucking
That's
like
worse.
enchanting,
That's worse.
you can put in work orders to get enchanting stuff, even if you don't have enchanting.
Yeah, it was horrible.
No, like I honestly liked it, but also this goes with the way that I look at WoW. I hated being in parties. I did.
Oh.
I love soloing.
You played an MMO.
I like soloing WoW.
It's an MMO.
Oh, well,
And
still have
You
a good
shouldn't.
fight.
I enjoy it. I've always loved playing solo. Unless it was with specific people, I preferred playing solo.
It's no MMO should ever be entirely playable solo. Leveling,
okay.
fine.
Public
I can
maybe.
accept leveling being something you can do solo.
Yeah.
Dungeons, no. Must
No.
be with other people.
Now, yeah, no, and that's kind of, and that's also why I like Norm, is because I think they started this either in Kata or MOP, where they started putting the dungeons.
I'm eating my therapy cashews.
as a part
Do
where
you enjoy having those nuts in your mouth?
Yes, I do. Succulent and salty.
But where they put the dungeons as a requirement in the quest lines, I don't really remember them doing that much before Draenor. But even then, I didn't mind doing them as like a kind of a one-off, and then just going back to quest.
Hmm?
So, but I still
Quest
preferred.
dungeons got there since vanilla. Actually, pretty often.
But I just preferred doing the solo content. I really did.
Like the one in the Badlands on the hard side, you get 4 or 5 quests alone.
I don't. That is a long time ago. Man. How to make Asmo feel bad about himself? Let's talk about WoW with Ludus.
Talk about WoW in general just gets me angry and depressed.
Oh yeah, it used to be cool.
I mean, I was 6 years old, sitting on my dad's lap while watching him play, and then he made a character for me and taught me how to play. WoW is how I learned how to improve my reading and writing skills, mostly reading. WoW is how I learned how to improve my math skills with stats and stuff.
Weird.
My dad used World of Warcraft as a literal educational tool to teach me and to help tutor me because I was struggling in school as a little kid. It also helped my social skills because you had to talk to people. Yeah, I was typing mostly until you got TeamSpeak. But generally speaking, most people you encountered, you typed, you had conversations with. Sometimes you need help to clear a certain area because there were just too many close-knit enemy NPCs that were too high level. So you had to get some help. I liked that about the classic feel of the game. It was difficult. There was challenge. The open world felt like something that you actually had to be hazarded of, and it made the towns and the cities feel all the more like safe havens. You felt like there was such a protection against such a really difficult leveling and zones, and everything's identity actually felt significant back then. Now, a brand new player can run all the way to Stormwind and not fear getting eaten by wolves or attacked by murlocs.
Oh, they will
You'll have
never
no
know
problem
the
getting
pain.
there.
They will never know the pain of getting a Murloc to low HP for it to run away and pull
Yeah.
more Murlocs.
Yes, they don't do that anymore.
No,
Oh,
they do
fuck
in
off.
some areas. They still do in some areas.
Yeah, but it's not difficult
Yeah.
to kill them.
No.
It used to be.
Oh,
Like when you were like
And then when I think of the
warlock,
narrative, oh my god, the narrative just makes
Like,
me want to cry. Makes
as
me
a warlock,
wanna
what were
fucking
you
cry.
supposed to do against multiple Murlocs? Die.
So Asmagon,
Well,
this might intrigue you. I have started changing my opinion about a game. Not massively, but I have started changing my opinion about it.
New Vegas?
No,
Damn it.
The Outer Worlds.
positively or negatively?
What?
Actually positive.
Okay.
The gameplay is not as bad as I remember. The dumb dialogue still does kind of grate on my nerves.
I never disagreed with that. The dialogue's kind of bad.
They should not have put that in that game. They shouldn't have. Unless they actually revamp the dialogue to where you actually do play someone who probably drools on themselves 24/7. Then no. They should never have done the dumb dialogue. But no, like, I'm actually enjoying the gameplay. I have found out that I am the worst of min-maxers.
I think the problem, but that's a problem we all have. The older we get.
Well, no. So
Oh, by
every
the
time
way,
I go to
you still
play,
haven't asked your second question, Karn.
Well, you know what? That conversation went on for so long, I completely forgot about it.
sorry.
Well, no, it's gone. So who
He's
cares?
gone. He's gone.
Hey, but we had to go talk about World of Warcraft, as depressing as it is.
Yeah. At least
Hey,
I'm playing.
yeah.
I'm streaming FF at 3, so
Yeah,
I'll have my therapy
you
game.
have your new MMO.
And
It's
I will be
such-
editing.
it's such
And I
a
will be
great game.
editing videos all damn day.
Oh, by the way, Ludus, have you subscribed to my FF channel? Because
I have not.
you used to complain about my upload rate. I think my upload rate's pretty good over there. I've uploaded like 3 videos a day.
I have not.
Yeah, late tonight, I'm debating. It'll depend how the stream goes. Oh hell, even if I even get to record tonight after my.
Are you streaming it on this channel or on your FF?
No, on my FF channel because it's an FF thing.
Okay, send me the link through DM or something, and then I will. Because I.
Um, you.
Yes, because I'm not seeing anything. Oh no, no, that ain't it.
I sent you the link.
I was like, okay, okay. It's what I figured. It was just in Roman numeral.
Yep. All right. Got any other questions for us, Karn?
Nope, they are all gone.
Okay. Oh,
Well, I'm not going back to my hidey hole and like tranquilize a bunch of people and kidnap them. Man,
Okay.
Metal Gear is a lot of fun.
Make sure to pet your cat in the head.
Metal
Okay,
Gear,
okay.
yes, sure. We have to say Metal Gear for legal reason.
Why? Do you think I would like crawl into people's house in real life, trank them, and like kidnap them?
For legal reasons, I cannot answer this question.
Yes, you better. No. See you guys
Plead
later.
the fifth. All right. See you later. All right. So we have nobody else waiting call. So I think we can call it there, unless anybody else wants to hop in the next minute or so. But yeah, we had a pretty good stream. It was 90% talking about Primarchs, but still, it was better than ranting about Diablo Immortal for a couple hours. When realistically, all that needs to be said is, yep, $110,000 to max a character, or 10 years worth of effort. Your pick.
So, to talk about something else kind of more important than Diablo Immortal, what is your opinion on YouTube videos comparing like pop culture icons from video game characters to like TV characters for a D&D alignment chart?
Wait, can you repeat that?
Okay, what is your opinion on YouTube videos that compare like pop culture characters, for instance, like from video games, TV shows, stuff like that, to the D&D alignment chart?
Well, if they're doing it in an intuitive way and they really explain themselves, it can be entertaining.
Okay.
If it's more just memey and just like, oh, well, these guys are clearly neutral evil, or clearly true neutral, because
Yeah.
I think so. Okay. And then no.
No, it's more the former and not the latter.
Yeah, like if you're explaining yourself and it's a thoughtful, it's intuitive, and also as long as it's not like the layman's usage of the alignment chart, which is just like, oh, you're a little random with your evilness, therefore you're chaotic evil, or like, oh,
No,
you stay out of it, so you're neutral. Like, not like actually using the proper explanations for each alignment.
Yeah, and so the way they explain it is like in the simplest of terms is like lawful or chaotic is whether they follow the rules or don't. And when I say follow the rules, I don't necessarily mean law. This could be even like rules of a cult or something
code.
like that, or a code. Yes, and good and evil in this case are more of, are they looking out for group of people or for just themselves and fuck everyone else? And that's kind of like the simple way they described it, but it's actually goes a little bit deeper than that. If they're doing something to help themselves and it's only to help themselves, fuck that person getting hurt over there, that's more like neutral or evil. But if they're doing something to help themselves at the expense of someone else, then that's definitely evil.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was also... I just happened to see that pop up, and I was like, ooh, what is Asmagon's opinion on that?
It entirely depends on how well it's done. So we got nobody else in the call, so I guess we'll call it there. Thanks everybody for coming by the stream. Yeah, I might need to retitle this, but
The Tangent Express.
Yeah, the whole stream was a tangent. But anyway, have an amazing day, evening, night, whatever it is while you're watching this, and have a good one, guys. I've been Asmagon.
Bye. And I have been Ludus Infinium.
We'll see you guys next time.